Hello, is my sound is audible?
Yes.
Okay. So yesterday we were talking about the IAM, okay, and we created one user, we added some permission to it, right? And then that particular user was able to do that particular work. Okay. Today our goal is not to access the AWS using console. Like yesterday, whatever I showed you, this is the console. That means browser access. Okay. But there are other ways also to communicate with the AWS cloud. One quite familiar is the Terraform that we'll be going to learn in the later part of our training. Second is the CLI. Okay, what is CLI? CLI is something like this. You are communicating with AWS cloud using the command line interface. Okay, and to work with the AWS CLI, the first thing what you have to do is you have to download AWS CLI for your laptop. Okay, if you search for AWS CLI and you will go for install or update like that. So you are going to see for the Windows, like take an example, if somebody is going to download for Windows, there is a software available here, .msi format, right? So just you have to install this. Okay, the software is going to be installed, and once the software will be installed, it will look like something this. Okay, if you are searching AWS and it is coming something like this, that means AWS is installed. Okay, or other way to confirm that whether it is installed or not, you can type the command called AWS hyphen version. Okay, and again, it is not like you have to remember here only they are telling us that to check whether it is installed or not, you can type this command AWS hyphen version. Okay, so I'm just typing this command, and if some output is coming, so see, I'm getting 2.8.13. So that means one installation version is there. Okay, currently they have 2.10. In my laptop, I have installed 2.8. There is nothing any difference much. Okay, but yes, AWS CLI is installed. Once this is installed, then you are ready to go. You are ready to run the command everything. Okay, so this is the first thing you have to do. So as per this documentation, if you'll see, okay, for doing the CLI part, I will tell you how to create the user everything. But first you have to download this AWS CLI and make sure for the Windows you downloaded this MSI. Okay, and this type of the file will be downloaded. You have to install this by simply clicking on next steps. Okay, and after that, if you will try to hit the command called AWS version, if you are getting some output something like this, that means your AWS is installed. Okay, and you can now use the CLI. Once this is done, then we are ready to do all other part. Okay, now the question is, we installed the AWS CLI, right? But this AWS CLI is going to reach to the AWS cloud. Okay, so how they are going to reach to the AWS cloud? For that, they will definitely require some type of the authentication method. Okay, so for doing that only, we are going to create a user, will be coming in the user section. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new user here with the name called AWS CLI, something like this. Okay, and I'm not going to give the console access or something. That's why I'm not taking this box. Okay, I just want to create this user. This user will only able to log in using the CLI part. That's it. Clicking on next. Now, what is the permission you want to give? Okay, so if you want to give all the permission, you can give it, or whatever the permission you want to give, you can just give it. Okay. So for simplicity purpose, what I'm going to do is I'm adding some permission. I think here in the DevOps one, we added some yesterday's permission. EC2 full access was there. Auto scaling was given. Let me just check it. Wait, let me just check that what are the permission I given for this DevOps group. So for this DevOps group, I think we given the permission for EC2 S3 auto scaling. So yeah, that will be fine for us, right? So I'm directly adding this particular user to the DevOps group, or you can manually add the policies also. Yesterday also I done it. Okay. Or for simplicity purpose, let's do one thing. Go to the attach policy directly and let's attach the power user access. Okay. So he will be having all the permission in a single go. Let's do that. Okay. Click on next. Click on create user. Now a user got created, AWS CLI. What is the permission this AWS CLI have? So currently he have the power user access. That means he can do anything except the IAM credential change. Okay. And second thing, billing part. Okay. Now, but currently this user got created, but we did not got any login ID, password, something like this, right? Which we have to tell to this. Okay. So for that, you have to go to the security credential option. Okay. And here you are saying that console sign in is not enabled because we don't want that somebody will be able to do this access from the browser or something. Okay. We are coming to the access key. They are saying you can generate the access key for the programmatic calls, that is from the AWS CLI, this type of the tools you want to use. Then you have to create the access key. So simply click on create access key, create the access key for the CLI, click on I understand, and click on next, click on create access key. So a access key and secret key got generated. Okay. Once this access key and secret key got generated, then what you have to do is you have to simply write the command here, AWS configure. Okay, something like this. Once the installation of AWS is done and you have the access key secret key there. Okay, and make sure that access key and secret key will be visible only one time. Okay, so you should paste this safely to some other place. Okay, else you have to delete previous one and you have to create new one. Okay, so you have to simply click on AWS configure command like this. I'll press enter. Now see, they are going to ask something. What are the things they are going to ask? Okay, so first they will ask us the access key, then they will ask us the secret key, then they will ask us the default region name. Okay, in my case, I will be doing everything in the Mumbai region. Then they will asking for the default output format. We don't have to do anything, and simply will press enter. So basically, you have to type the AWS configure command. Here you have to type your access key. Okay, so what is my access key? This one. So I will just copy this access key and I will paste it here. Press enter. Now they are going to ask the secret key. Okay, so again we have to copy this secret key and we'll be pasting it there. Okay, so that is the flow we'll be having. Okay, after pasting the secret key, we'll be pressing enter. In my case, default region name is AP South 1 only, so I will keep it as it is. Okay, if somebody want to change, okay, this default region to some other region, that means whatever the EC2 instance you want to create in that particular region. So that particular name you have to give it. In my case, it is AP-South-1. You have to type US-East-1. Then only it will be changed. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just stopping the sharing the screen. I will paste the secret key. Okay, and again I will share my screen. Okay, so I done that access key I pasted. After that I pasted the secret key also. I pasted the region name also and output format also I done. Once everything is done, this access key, secret key, everything we pasted. Now we don't require anything. Okay. Now we have to understand that how we are going to communicate, right? So if you'll type here, if you don't know the command, if you'll type EWS here, so EWS will itself will guide you that if you don't know anything, now you can use the EWS help command. So I will say EWS help. So now they are trying us to guide us, okay, for different use cases. Okay, so if I am going to say here, let me make it bigger. Okay, so see, they are telling us something like what are the things you can do in the AWS. If I keep pressing a space bar, they will be giving some little bit more details, right? Now take an example. I want to find that AWS, I want to see all the EC2 instances present in my account. Okay, so I will say AWS, do you have anything related to EC2 is written here? So if I'll keep coming down, we'll keep finding it somewhere EC2 is written or not. Okay. So we are going to see at this particular point here, the EC2 is there. Okay. Here the EC2 is there. Once we got the EC2, then we can just do the control C here to quit from this screen. And now we know the command AWS. There is a service called EC2, but again, I don't know how to use this service, right? So I'll be using the help. So AWS will guide us that how you can do with the EC2, what are the things you can do. They're guiding us, right? And they are saying that these many things you can do in the EC2 instances. If I say that is anything called describe the instances or list all the instances, something like that is written somewhere or not. Okay. So if I'll say that AWS EC2 describe address, describe flow, describe instances, right? Something it is there, right? Describe instances tells or describe instances, something like that is there, right? So take an example. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this describe instances. Okay, I will just copy this like this, and then I know the command, right? What I have to do, I have to type AWS. There is a command called EC2. Can you describe the instances for that? and that's it. After doing this, if I'll press enter here, so see what AWS will do. They will try to do the login, and see they are displaying us some information. Okay, and it is not like some random information or something they are providing us. They are providing the exactly same information from this account. Okay, so in my account, if you are saying that total how many instances is there, 2 instances is there, right? So here they are also telling that you have an instance running from this image ID with the instance ID called D8CA. Is it correct that my instance ID is D8CA? Okay. And now after that, they are providing that your instance type is T2.micro. You are using Cloud 27 key Mumbai. Okay. Other than that, the first instance is running in 1A. See, it is running in 1A, T2.micro. Everything they are providing us. Okay. If we'll keep coming down here, okay, so they will provide little bit more details that IP address of your instance is 40.103. If I'll check, yes, 40.103, well and good. If we'll keep coming downside here, okay, so they are going to provide some more little bit details, like your instance name is EC2-EFS testing. That's also correct, right? If we keep coming down, then we'll go for the second instance. And for the second instance, they are saying IP address is 44.226. Just check for this 44.2. That means whatever the information is written here, that we are able to see it from here. Easy it is, right? Okay. Now, once we got all this detail, let's clear this screen. Again, let's search for AWS. Again, can you little bit help me? Okay, so you'll be just typing this. Now let's take an example. If you want to find something for S3 bucket or something, you given something like that. So you'll see here they written S3, right? So now again, I will close this. I will say AWS. There is a thing for S3. Can you give me again help about this? So they are saying in the S3, you can do so many things. You can copy the file, you can move the file, you can remove the file, you can list the file like that, right? So I want to do the list. I want to see how many buckets are present. So I will say AWS, do one thing. Can you go to the S3 and can you list all the bucket? If I'll do ls, so see they are clearly saying one bucket is created with the name called Kiroi DevOps bucket one. And if we'll quickly verify by going to the S3, so you'll be seeing that a bucket will be created. A bucket is basically already created there, right? So they are showing the name Kira DevOps bucket one, and that's what they are saying it here from here, right? That this bucket is available. Okay, that means we are able to communicate using the commands. Okay, and the exactly same thing you can see it. Like take an example, somebody is facing difficulty, right, to understanding the concept from here, right? So in that case, you can simply search for AWS CLI commands help, something like this in internet also. You'll be landed to one of the page interface. Okay, in the whatever the things I was showing you now using the AWS help command, okay, that only they are guiding. You can type the AWS help, you can type the AWS EC2 help. If you want to describe instances, you can do like this. It will describe all the instances, right? There is some extra thing you want to do, you can do it. Okay, if we'll check any other detailed page, let me do one thing, get started. Figure the AWS authentication used for AWS. Okay, do one thing. Rather than searching like this, it's better you can search like this. AWS CLI. Take an example. I want to search for S3. Okay. Yes. Now this time they will guide us to the good page. Okay. And see here they are guiding us that about S3. And I've done the AWS S3 help, right? So you remember this copy, move, RM, LS, these all things only they were showing us. So exactly same thing we are getting, right? If somebody want to go to the previous page, so what you can do is you can just remove this S3 section from here, this URL, press enter. We should land to the back page. Okay. So we landed to the AWS page now. Okay. Yeah. Here all the services are there. Okay. So we search for the EC2, right? So what we done is why it is little bit. Okay. EC2, click on this EC2. Okay. In this EC2, we selected describe instances, right? So here we'll be finding something called describe instances. And in the describe instances, when we type the command, right? So here they will be guiding us some commands also, that what are the types of the commands you can use it, right? So you'll be seeing here that they are saying if somebody want to get little bit information, you can write the command called AWS EC to describe instances like this. If you want to describe some particular instance, then you can mention the instance ID also. So they are guiding us how you can write it, how you can filter the result, right? So everything we can take the example. There are 12 example, 15 example, everything it is visible here. Okay. And exactly same thing you can see it from here also. If you do the AWS EC2 describe instances, okay, and help, right? So you'll be getting the exactly same way. If you'll keep coming down and if you'll see that are they provided us some examples. So exactly whatever the things you are seeing it in this documentation, you are seeing the exactly same thing here. Okay. And if you'll keep coming up little bit, but only thing is it is in the black and white format. There it is in the browser format. That's it. But they are guiding you everything. See, AWS EC2 describe instances, filter, something like that, right? Then they are guiding us some example 11, right? To describe instances, partition placement format. Here also you'll be seeing example instances in the partition placement format. It is exactly same thing. Just you are seeing it from here. Here you are seeing it from here. So you can compatible with any of the way. All good up to here?
Yes, sir.
Now, my goal is to launch the instance, okay? To launch the instance or to start the instance or something, okay? So to start the EC2 instance using the command line, so see anything, whatever you want to do from the command line, right? You should know how to do it from the console. Then only you'll be able to do so. Like if I know that how to launch instance, I know that I have to click on launch instance button, okay? Then let me open a notepad here. The first thing they, okay. Okay, so the first thing they always ask us about the name. So whatever the name of the instance you want to give it, okay. So you can just give it here like AWS CLI EC2, something like this. You can just give the name here. Now, after giving the name, they always ask us to choose the AMI or the image, right? AMI or image, whatever you want to say. Okay. So usually we choose Amazon Linux second AMI. So I'm going to select the Amazon Linux second AMI. Okay. And when we are selecting the Amazon Linux second AMI, they are using this AMI ID. So I will just copy this AMI ID and I will paste it somewhere here. So this is the AMI we are using. Okay. Now after that, we fill the details of instance type, right? So take an example, we are filling the details called t2.micro, something like this. Okay. After that, we are going to select some key pair. So I'm writing the key pair and mostly we are using key pair called Cloud 27 key Mumbai, right? So I'm just typing this Cloud 27 key Mumbai. After key pair, we have to select a security group here. By default, they automatically create a security group, but we can select the existing security group also if you want to attach any particular security group. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a security group now. Okay. And before that, so basically we'll require one thing in the network setting, that is about the security group ID. Security group ID, something we'll require that currently we did not create it. I will create a security group, then I will give the ID here. And then last thing, count total how many number of instance I want to create, one, right? Number of instance, one, like that. Okay. Now the coming thing is security group. We don't have the security group currently, so I will come down. There is an option called security group. Come here. Okay. And whenever we are launching the instance, we create a security groups, right? So I'm just creating a security group here with the name called Cloud 27 security group CLI, something like this. And in this security group, I'm going to give two access. Take an example, allow SSH and HTTP port. It's totally your choice, but I want to create a security group in which I want to give both the access. Okay. So to give both the access, we have to click on add rule. Here first I will give the SSH access to everybody. Then I will create one more rule and I will give the HTTP access. HTTP access to everybody. That's it. So these two got created. In outbound rule, you don't have to do changes. In the inbound rule only you have to do changes. So we created a security group with the name called Cloud 27. as the CLI. So see, there is a security group ID got generated. I will just copy this ID, okay, and I will paste it here. So now we have all the information, right? I have the name, I have the image, instance type, key pair, security group, count. By default volume, they will attach it 8 GB only, so we don't have to worry about. Okay, so this much things if I'll provide to somebody, they will be able to launch the instance. Okay, if I'm not going to provide this many details, then how they will be able to launch? Okay, now how to write these things, right? So again, either you can take the help from here. So if you'll check something called run instance, start instance, something like that is there or not. So if you'll come down here, if you'll see something called run instance is there, run instances. Okay, a start instance and a stop instance is just like when your instance is already in the stop state, then you can use the start instance, right? If you want to stop, you can do the stop. So we are not going with a stop or a start here. We want to go with the run because I'm going to run it first time. So click on run instances. So here they will guide you that what type of the commands you will be writing, right? So they are guiding us these many details. Or if you want to see it from the CLI side, so you'll be typing the command like AWS EC2. Command was help. Okay. So we'll find something related to run instances will be there. Here the run instances is there. So I will just copy this. Okay. And I will say AWS EC2, not this one, run hyphen instances help. So they are going to provide us help again. Okay. And see in the run instances, they are saying that to run any EC2 instance, okay, you have to provide me some details. And the details they are talking about is you have to provide me an image ID. You have to provide me the instance type. You have to provide me the key name. You have to provide me the security group IDs, right? This many details we want to provide, right? So now my command will be something like this. Let me write the command here. AWS EC2 run hyphen instances. Now in the run instances, they are saying you have to provide me the image ID, right? I have to provide the image. So I will just type hyphen hyphen image hyphen ID. And what is the image ID? That I will just paste the value section. I will just copy it from here that we already copied and we'll paste it here. Okay. After image ID, we have to find something for instance type. For instance type, they are saying hyphen hyphen instance hyphen type. Okay. So hyphen hyphen instance hyphen type. What is the instance type? T2.micro. Now after that we have to find something for key pair. Key pair is nothing there. Key name they are using, right? So hyphen hyphen key name, key hyphen name. Okay. And key name we are going to use Cloud27 key Mumbai. So I'm just going to copy paste this. So this also given. Okay. After key name we have to write something called security group IDs. So let me just copy this security group IDs one. Copy this. Write the command here. Security group IDs. What is the security group ID? Just now I copied. So I'll just copy this. And count. So is anything related to count is there? So if we'll check something called count, so here hyphen hyphen count. So let me just type it hyphen hyphen count. If I'm going to write this command will do the launch instance. Currently, I did not give a name or something, okay, because we are not finding any options there, okay, but I will tell you how to give the name in the later part, okay. So that's the thing. Now, once we got this right from here, you can see the examples also. Here also we took the exactly same value. We find the details of the image ID, instance type like that. But if somebody is not comfortable with this, you can come down. You will see some pre-created examples also, right? So here if you'll see, they are talking about all the instance type, whatever the options we are available in the AWS. Okay. And they are saying if somebody want to launch the instance or something, right? So they will write some examples there. Examples. Okay, so they are saying that to launch any EC2 instance, okay, what you have to do is you have to run the command called AWS EC2 run instance. Then you have to provide the image ID, you have to provide the instance type, you have to provide the key name. So see, we provided this type of the information only, right? If we'll keep coming down, so see, there are some other example, image ID, instance type. If somebody want to specify subnet name, we done this example, security group IDs now, okay. key name. So like this way we can do. Again, another example you want to see. So like that, there are so many examples are there. See, hyphen count is one also they are using, right? Key name they are using, security group IDs they are using, image ID they are using, instance type they are using. So like this way you can generate the code. Okay. Once your code is generated, okay, once your code is generated, then what you have to do is just copy this entire command. Just copy this entire command like this. Okay. And now somebody is saying you that you have to run the instance. Okay. What I will do is I will do Control C, clear the entire screen. Okay. I will just paste this command. AWS EC2, you have the run instance with this image ID, this instance type, key pair, security group. Okay, and count. Press enter. If everything will be correct, this EC AWS is going to launch an instance. And see, they launched the instance. And they are saying I launched the instance with the ID called 5337 in 1B, and IP address associated to that particular instance is 1.105. Let's refresh this page. A instance got created without any name because I did not specify any name. Okay. But see 1.105, it got scheduled in 1B, and exactly same information they provided us here. Okay. And they are saying also currently your instance is in pending because you know that when instance will start, it will be in pending state. Later it becomes running. Okay. So our instance got running now. Okay. Now you will be thinking that why we are doing using this type of the method, right? What is the benefit? Benefit is the first time you done it is having there are so many things you have to write, right? Now if I will say you take an example, you don't know CLI. I'm saying you that you have to launch one more EC2 instance, right? So again you'll be clicking on launch instance, again you'll be filling all these details, then your instance will be launched, right? But if I know the CLI, I will be typing this command one more time and that's it. One more EC2 instance will be launched in fraction of second. Making sense? All of you, this one. Just now we just run this thing that again that the exactly same command one more time and see one more instance got started. Make sense? Yes or no?
Yes.
Right? So that's the benefit here. Now you'll be thinking, okay, that instance got created. Can we get all the instance detail? So again, in the starting itself, I shown you the command that there is a command called AWS EC2 describe of instances. It is going to describe all the instances, right? And they will give us the details that first instance is running in 1A. Then if we'll talk about come down. So this is about the second instance, which is running in 1B. Just now it got created 15.771. Okay, 15.1771. Like this way. Currently this instance is running, right? And you can check it from the status from here also. It will say you that instance is currently in the running mode. See, here it is coming as running like that. Now the question is if somebody is saying me that can you stop the instance? So let's close this. Take an example. I want to close this instance. Okay, I want to stop this instance 53371. Okay, so this is the instance called 53337. I want to stop this, right? To stop this instance, we'll go again back to this example. Okay, and here there is an example called stop instances, right? So if we'll come here in this stop instances, they are saying if somebody want to stop instance, you have to write AWS EC2 stop hyphen instances, and then you have to provide the instance ID. Okay. So I'll be writing this command. Let me type it here itself. AWS EC2. Then I have to write stop hyphen instances. And then they are saying you have to mention the instance ID, right? They're saying us you have to mention hyphen instance hyphen IDs, hyphen instance hyphen IDs. And what is my instance ID? Either you can take the instance ID from CLI also, it is printed here, or you can copy it from the browser also. It's totally on you. Okay, so I'm just copying it from CLI and I will paste it here. And that's it. Now, if I'm going to run this command, what this command will do, this command will stop this particular instance. I'm just run this command and see this currently they are saying your instance was running. Now I am stopping it. And if I'll verify from here, now see this instance is in the stopping state. So how easy it is. Okay. Similarly, you will be thinking that how to give the name to this instance, right? So you know that how the name provided to this instance actually this instance got the name from the term called tags. There is a term called tags here. Okay. In this tag, there is a key called name. Key is equal to name. NAME. N will be capital always. Okay. And then whatever the value I am going to assign to this particular name variable, that will be the name of your EC2 instance, right? These two EC2 instance, you are not seeing any name because there is nothing created in this tag, right? If I'm going to create here manage tag and I will create a tag with the name key called name and value, then only this EC2 instance will get the name. Okay. So to get the name, now again, if we'll go to previous example and we'll check that is anything for tag related things is there or not. Okay. So if we'll check here, tag, there will be something in the create actually.
Can we search?
Come again.
Is there any search button?
Yeah, you can do the control plus F and then you can do the tag search, right? So this is the option for delete tag and create tags. See this? Okay. So I'll just click on this create tags. So they are saying again, they will tell us, okay, that how to create the tag. So they will say that you have to use the command called create tags and then you have to mention something, right? So I will be mentioning the instance ID or something so that you have to mention in the resource section. Or even if you are not getting clear, come down, see the example and see they are saying that if somebody want to create tags, you have to use the resource, then you have to give the instance ID and then whatever the tag you want to give. Okay. So I will take an example. I'm just going to copy this name. Okay. I will copy this code exactly and I will paste it somewhere here. Okay. And let me just keep it in a single line. I don't want to keep it in two different lines. So I'm just deleting that. And in this resource, I don't want to give the name to this resource. I want to give the name to this particular resource, which I made stopped currently. I will just copy this ID, paste it. And you know that instance name, if I want to write, so key will be always name, capital name, and whatever the name you want to give to your instance. Take an example, I want to give it as AWS EC2 CLI 1, something like this. If I'm going to copy this command, this will create a tag and they are going to add the name there. So just paste it, press enter. They will say that I done it. Okay. Come here, check whether name got added or not. See, name got added. Why name got added? Because in the tag, we created a tag with the name called name and this value. Make sense? Similarly, if I want to give the name to this one, I will just copy this instance ID. Okay. I will just replace this command, this instance ID with the new one and take an example name. I want to give it true here. And again, I will run this command. Come here, paste this command, run it. They will give the name to the second machine also. If you refresh this, now they're given the name to this machine also. Okay. Similarly, you want to terminate instance or something. So again, if you'll come back, okay, here if you'll search something like called terminate is there or not. So see, there is an option called terminate instance. I'll click on this. And to terminate the instance, again, if you say they are saying us, you have to mention the instance ID. Okay. Or you can simply take any examples here, EC2 terminate instance ID. Just copy this code, paste it somewhere here. Okay. And I'm replacing this instance ID with this one. Copy this, paste it here, copy this entire code block and paste it. If this is true, then they are going to terminate the instance. And see, they are saying that I'm shutting down the machine. Similarly, I want to terminate the second instance also. So I'm just copying the ID here and I will replace this ID with this one, copy the code, and I will just stop this instance also or terminate. So both the instance will be got terminated now. If I'll refresh this, so both are shutting down. So everything you can do it, right? But you know, right, why we are able to do all these things? Because we know what is the start instance, what is the terminate instance, what is the stop, how to create tags, how to launch instance, right? To launch the instance, what are the things we require? If you don't know that to launching the instance, there's many things we require, then we'll be never able to write this code. Make sense? So once as more and more you are going to familiar with the console, more and more you'll be able to learn this part. Okay, so I shown you how to see it. Okay, and maybe if you'll be not able to get this particular link directly, see, I tried to find it, right? I shown you how to find this particular in the browser method. You have to simply search like this AWS CLI S3 something like this. Okay, you'll go to this particular page. They will directly open the S3 one. Okay, but if you want to go to the back one, Okay, so what you can do is you can just refer this, remove the S3 there, okay, and just again run this, you'll be landed to the main page. Okay, so and basically the URL is docs awsamazon.com -cli -latest. Wait, let me just go like this. If you are going with the docs, then they will be having a option called for CLI. Control F, CLI. On the CLI, they are not having directly. Again, they will ask you to go with any of the services. So wait, take an example. CLI user guide you are going, and in this CLI URL, okay, they are coming directly to the latest. After that, we are going inside the reference tag. I don't know, it is a little bit complex from here to find that. So that will be actually the better method, right? To go and just remove the previous tag and you'll come back to your previous page. Okay. Or even I shown you how to do it from here also. Just type the command called AWS help, everything you'll be able to get it. Okay, so just try up to here. Okay, try to complete this. All the examples are written here, whatever I discussed. Okay, how to create the security group, then how to launch the instance. This command is little bit wrong here. Okay, I think in this security group IDs is there. Here I rewrite as extra, that is wrong. But here in the screenshot you can see it is group only. So that's the one thing. If you type directly copy paste it, then it will create problem. That's why I guided you also how to find this type of the commands. Okay. Then there is a last topic of the AWS will be remaining is the database that will be covering tomorrow. Okay. And VPC part will be covering during the Terraform lecture. Any other question, anything, anybody? All good? Okay, then thanks all of you. Have a nice day.